Thank you very much. Good evening once again. How you doing? We got more people coming in. That's cool. They were all late, but that's okay. We love you anyway. Of course, this is the Jazz Ensemble. I'm Mike Smith, and we're happy to have you here. That first tune that we played was Solar. Solar is a tune from that 50s band, that hard bop band that recorded with Miles Davis recorded with on Prestige Records, and did so many great things on Prestige Records with people like Kenny Clark. He had Sonny Rollins in the band. Sometimes he had Coltrane. I said Sonny Rollins. He had so many great players. Red Garland, all these great folks in the band, and that was from that period. That Solar featured Alyssa on alto sax, Alyssa Hartman, right there. Featured Leo Wolf. Oh, Leo. Who else did that feature? That was it? And the second tune was Joshua. Joshua was from the album 7 Steps to Heaven. We're going to play 7 Steps to Heaven later. And that was the beginning of that 1963, beginning of that great 60s quintet with Wayne Shorter and Herbie Hancock and Tony Williams and Ron Carter. Even though, let's see, Tony Williams plays on some of the tracks on that album, but that's when he first started. And Herbie switched off back and forth between Herbie and Victor Feldman, who also co-wrote that tune, Joshua, with Miles Davis. And that tune featured Leo again. Leo, you get all the solos tonight? And he's just the first year. And he just came in and gangstered all the solos. How about that? Gangster. And it featured Nathan Lucero on tenor sax. Tenor. The next tune we're going to play is a tune that Miles Davis wrote but didn't record. This is a tune called Nardis, most closely associated with Bill Evans, the piano player that Miles Davis was brought into the forefront on Kinda Blue and that modal period. This is also recorded by Cannonball Adderley, another one of those great, we could talk all night about all the great musicians that Miles Davis brought into the jazz world, Cannonball Adderley and Bill Evans being a couple of those folks. This is a tune, Nardis. Ben Dixon on trumpet solo up there. Ben Dixon. Jordan Steinbrook on piano solo right there. Jordan Steinbrook. This next tune is a real change of pace, and you can even think about it as a real seismic shift, one of those seismic shifts that we talk about with Miles Davis's life and his music. This comes out of the sessions in 1959 recorded for Capitol Records by the Miles Davis Nonet. So the Miles Davis Nonet was a group of people that got together. Miles Davis put them together, and it included Jerry Mulligan. It included John Lewis. It included Bill Barber, the tuba player. Gunther Schuller was playing horn. I mentioned John Lewis. Yes, I said John Lewis. So many great players. Lee Konitz on alto saxophone. And it was a really odd grouping of people, and that it was a lot of different sounds and textures that you don't necessarily think about is going together in jazz. But Miles heard it in his head, and he got his buddy Gil Evans to do some arrangements. Miles did some arrangements. Jerry Mulligan did some arrangements. They put together this band, and they recorded a series of 10-inch 78 RPM records that was just known as the Miles Davis Nonet. And in the late 50s, Capitol Records put all of those different 78s together on an album called The Birth of the Cool. It wasn't called that in 1949, but the reason it's called The Birth of the Cool is because it represented that point where jazz went from being hot jazz, into cool, cool. It also featured a point in American culture where we started talking about being cool. Yeah, be cool, baby. Be cool. You had the beatniks talking about how cool it was. You had Bugs Bunny. What's up, Doc? Bugs Bunny was the first cool cat out there. But all of them got their cues from a lot of the bebop cats that were hanging out, and all of the cool things that they were doing, and all the stylistic ways that they dressed and they hung out and they called each other all these cool names. Oh, Reet. Hey, Lily Pons, what's happening? How you doing? All those different things like that. And this became a whole different movement as far as music is concerned that became known as cool jazz. And it started out in New York, then it moved its way to the West Coast. And you had a lot of West Coast musicians that were called the cool jazz musicians. But this is when this all started. This is Boplicity. And you'll understand what I mean if you don't know this tune, and if you don't know it, you should. And you will from here on out. But you'll understand what I mean when I say it's a whole shift in the way things were done in jazz. Ben Dixon filling in for Miles Davis up there. Ian Marin. Tenor sax, Ian Marin. That whole period was such a big influence on so many different musicians, especially Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones talks about he got into that whole idea that he was going to write for all these different bands, become an arranger, came out of him hearing that stuff and him hanging out with Ray Charles and all of that kind of stuff like that. And but that was very, very influential on so many different people. So this next tune is really interesting. This is a Miles Davis, of course, standard, Milestones. And it's arranged by John Clayton, the great John Clayton, the bass player, arranger, Clayton Hamilton Big Band, all around terrific, wonderful person, who's in town a lot. He comes in town a lot, and when he comes into town, he comes into Ohio State. A lot of times he does clinics and all that. It's really cool to have someone of his stature that comes in and just hangs out with us. But this is for an album that he did arrangements for called A Night in Paris. And it's by a drummer that you don't think of as a jazz drummer, Phil Collins. Phil Collins actually has a big band album that's out there, and this is from that album. Now, interesting subtext to this that I found out the other day, and I think Nick was the one that told me this. Phil Collins put together this band, and this was in the 80s, and I can't remember, you know what, the arrangement might say, but it was in the 80s, sometime in the 80s that this band, and it was not a band that lasted very long. It had Gerald Albright in the band. He had all these great players in the band. George Duke was in the band. I mean, he put together a bunch of monsters. And Phil Collins was, according to what I just found out, now Phil Collins plays on the entire album, but he wasn't supposed, and it's from a live concert. And it was not supposed to be Phil Collins playing on the whole album. There was supposed to be another drummer named Jim Rupp. Jim Rupp was actually supposed to be on that album. And I was like, man, I haven't even had a chance to talk to him because Nick just told me that Jim told him that. And then Phil decided that he wanted to do the whole thing. Now, we'll keep this in-house and hope that Phil Collins doesn't watch this video. But it would have benefited from having Jim Rupp on that album as well. Phil Collins is a great drummer. As jazz drummers go, Phil Collins is a great rock drummer. And yeah, you probably, I shouldn't say that because Phil Collins is a great rock drummer, but yeah. Oh, he was. He doesn't play much anymore, but he, you know, obviously Phil Collins and Genesis and all that stuff that he did, great singer and all that. But this arrangement is from that album, and this is John Clayton's arrangement of Milestones. It's going to feature Alyssa. It's going to feature, you can actually tell me, John Marion's going, you could have actually pointed to him and that would have helped me out a little bit more, yeah. Excellent. It's going to feature Ben. It's going to feature, I said Alyssa. Why don't you just say Ian? It's a secret. Tell me. Ian. It features Ian. Features Ian. Ian right there. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a surprise. And it features on drums, Nick. And I think that's all of the features on this tune. But this is a John Clayton arrangement for the Phil Collins Big Band, and this is Miles Davis's Milestones. Thank you. We're going to take 10 minutes and we'll be back. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We don't have a chime or anything. 10 minutes and we're coming back. All right, see you in a bit. Thank you. Few items of news to tell you about. We have, oh, by the way, there's a concert here Wednesday at 7:30, this coming Wednesday, and it's going to feature the Jazz Workshop and the Jazz Lab Big Bands, and they have quite a program ready for you. And I don't know if any of the musicians from those bands are out in the house, but they're going to be performing, and it's going to be a great concert. We have the gospel choir doing a concert on December 2nd. We have the annual Jazz Holiday Concert. The jazz area is the only area of the school that does a dedicated holiday concert. How about that? That's pretty cool. And that's on December 8th. So come and check that out, get in the holiday spirit, bring some eggnog. Don't spike it, because we can't do that anymore. New rules. Oh, hey, I didn't tell you about this. This is kind of cool. I'll show you over here. I'm going to come down in the audience. It's actually, and I don't know if the Baturian family, any of the Baturian family is here, but we got Baturian, yeah, Ephraim. So check it out right here. Beef 104. This seat says Philip Baturian, and it's pretty cool. You should check it out. And Man, I forgot to tell your folks to come here, but of course we love Philip. We love the Baturin family. But the Philip seat is right here, so it's pretty cool that we have that, and we still love and we still think about Philip all the time. So I just wanted to point that out, that we got that chair for him. It's kind of cool. So, and his brother's going to be in the jazz area here next semester. I'm putting the pressure on you, buddy. I'm putting the pressure on you, pal. Aaron, talk to him. Tell him what's happening. Tell him what to do, all right? This band has been invited to participate in the National Collegiate Jazz Championship at the Lincoln Center in New York City. Yeah. That's a pretty cool deal. It's pretty cool. And it's going to be on the weekend of Dr. King holiday weekend, the 15th through the 19th. And it is a pretty wonderful thing. The band from the Eastman School of Music is going to be there. The band from Houston Tillotson University and HBCU in Austin, Texas is going to be there. Michigan State University is going to be there. North Carolina Central is going to be there. Ohio State University is going to be there. One of the Florida schools. Which Florida school did I tell you? UCF, University of Central Florida. There's a lot of really wonderful schools, universities, and it's a championship. So we're going to be competing. And I'm very proud that we're going to be a part of that. This is going to be Wynton Marsalis's last go-around because Wynton is leaving the Lincoln Center. He's going to be giving up the head of Lincoln Center. So we're going to be playing at the Lincoln Center, and it's going to be. If you want to go, you should go. You should come and check it out. We can't go on the bus with us, but you should come and hang out with us there. And now, and in no way, I'm not soliciting funds or anything like that. I'm just saying, okay? I'm not doing that. I'm not. So, I'm not doing it. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that, and that's going to be great. And all kinds of cool stuff. This is a good band. I like them very much. How about another hand for this band? They're doing a great job. Very proud of them. Onward and upward. This is all blues, and this is the tune that, you know what? If you think about it, if I asked you what was the first tune you ever heard, could you tell me what it was? This, I think, is the first tune that I ever heard. And now I'm going on, I have this foggy memory thing of being on the west side of Chicago, which when I was born, we lived on the west side of Chicago, and laying there listening to my dad play this record, because this Kind of Blue and Mike Smith came about around the same time. Kind of Blue predated Mike Smith by about 7 or 8 months or something like that. And so my dad has this album. He's had it. My dad was, many of you have heard me talk about my dad. He was a huge jazz fan, amateur jazz historian, blues and jazz and all kind of music. Both of my parents were very into music, but my dad particularly was a jazz fan. He used to play this all the time. And I think this is the first tune I've ever heard. This is all blues. And this is an arrangement by Vince Mendoza. If you don't know who Vince Mendoza is probably the most well-known crossover jazz, classical pop, orchestrated composer, band leader. He's won about 6 Grammys. He's been nominated for about 12 or something like that. He's worked with the Metropole Orchestra. He's worked with the WDR Big Band. He has his own orchestra. And he's just an amazing composer. And this was written when he was a student here at The Ohio State University, which is kind of cool. That he's out there in the world and he's doing this. But this is from one of his student days, and this is his arrangement of Miles Davis's All Blues. Who was that? Who soloed? Is that Ben? Ben Dixon. Ben on trumpet. Ben Dixon, how about a hand? Ian? Was it Ian? Who soloed? Oh, it was the man from B-Town. B's in the house from Bexley. Gangster Bexley. Steinbrook. Jordan Steinbrook. What do you think of that there, Terrence? Is that all right? Oh, no, that's, come up here. Come here. He's got his jazz hat on. Professor John Douglas. How about a hand for Professor John Douglas? How does it sound? You think that's right? Who else? Kevin Turner, where you at? Come on now, come on. It's Meet the Faculty night here. Meet the Faculty night. He's taking his time, man. We might as well tell some jokes while he's coming down because he's taking his time. You gotta be careful. Yeah, I know how old you are. And it ain't 50. How about a hand for Kevin Turner, Professor Kevin Turner, guitar professor extraordinaire. Who else is here? Anybody else? Any of my other colleagues here? Who? Jared Shackelford? Jared's not on faculty. Where's Jared? Hi, Jared. Jared, stand up, Jared. Jared, say hello to everybody, Jared. Jared, okay. So, yeah, you guys got anything you want to say? Anything?
Thanks for having me on stage.
Anytime.
Yeah, turn the mids up on the Herman mute when they're playing with the Herman.
You heard it there. How about those guys? I am lucky. I'm very lucky. You know, and it actually affords me a moment to say that when we go and we do things like this competition that we're going to do in New York City, it is a group effort. I get to stand in front, I conduct this band, I work this band and all that, but it's an amalgam of all of the different faculty members, all the different jazz faculty that prepare these people, the sax professors, Dr. Sean Wallace and Dr. Robert Brooks, trombone Professor Elaine Milius, a graduate of Ohio State, and big tall Professor Chris Anderson, who we expect to come back. We talked about JD. We haven't talked about Dr. Ruffin, bass professor. Dr. Ruffin, Professor Dave Powers, piano, and Jim Rupp, drums, and all those guys do a tremendous job. So how about a hand for those guys if they're watching online? This is truly a group effort because if they do their job, I get to do my job real well, and we get to sound good. So I just want to let you know that. Next tune we're going to play is Freddie Freeloader. This is also off the same album as All Blues, Kinda Blue. This is an album when people ask me what's the greatest jazz album of all time, more than likely I'm going to say Kinda Blue. And a lot of people will say that, and it deserves that reputation. This album, for those of you who don't listen to jazz on a regular basis, start with Kinda Blue, because Kinda Blue is a combination of an album with these amazing, great solos, absolutely wonderful, absolutely amazing music, and it is incredibly easy to digest. It's not going to be one of those where, oh, I'm scared, this jazz thing. It's going to be really, oh, no. It's going to be something you're going to listen to. You're going to go, hey, let's play that again. That sounded good. It's an absolute model of how to solo on jazz instruments. When you think about the two saxophone players on there, John Coltrane and Cannonball Adderley, and those two guys are very different in the way they solo, and yet they both sound absolutely marvelous on there. The greatest jazz instrumental solo of all time is Miles Davis's solo on So What, and the second greatest solo of all, am I right, JD? One of It's the best, JD. And the second greatest solo of all time is Wynton Kelly's solo on Freddie Freeloader, the piano solo. That's just the coolest solo in the world. But this is from that album. This is an arrangement of Freddie Freeloader by the late, great Frank Mantooth, done for the U.S. Air Force Airmen of Note. And this is a cool arrangement of Freddie Freeloader. We had the Wolf versus the Coyote. That's your new name. I don't know. Leo Wolf, Sam Haskell, trumpet duo back there, right back there. Then what does that make you? The mongoose. I don't know. Nathan Lucero, tenor sax. Anybody else have a solo on that too? While we're waiting, is the bass already ready? No, okay. While we're waiting, why don't I introduce the band? Because it always seems to take a while for the bass. And I don't know, I'm not blaming Alexis or anything like that. I didn't say it was your fault, necessarily. Barry sax from Worthington, Ohio, Chris Kofer. Oh, now you're ready back there, huh? Well, it's too late now. We're going on. Okay. I can see who it was, right? I'm looking right over there. I see who it was. Well, you ought to tell him to turn their phone off there, young man. It's okay. We won't make you come up on stage this time. Tenor sax from Grove City, Ohio, Nathan Lucero. Alto sax from Dublin, Ohio, Alyssa Hartman. Alto sax from Akron, Ohio, Matthew McDonald. Tenor sax, and all of a sudden I just forgot where he's. No, from Worthington. Tenor sax from Worthington, Ohio, Ian Marin. On the trombone, right here from Columbus, Ohio, Lucia Chirac. Trombone from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Brianna Heath. On the trombone from Medford, New Jersey, Lily Kent. On the what famous rock and roll song mentions Cuyahoga Falls? Do you know the answer? Because if you don't, you cannot go back home again, okay? Anybody know? You're exactly right. Way to go, Ohio. You should know that, Holly Saunier from Cuyahoga Falls. The Pretenders. By the way, the leader of the Pretenders, Chrissy Hine, is from Ohio. Just in case you didn't know that. Who knew that? Who raise your hand. Who answered that? You get your dad? You get a prize. Afterwards, let's see if I get it in my pocket. You get a prize, okay? From Gahanna, Ohio, Leah Wolf. Ow. From Brunswick, Ohio, Sam Haskell. From Twinsburg, Ohio, Tavian Dotson. From Powell, Ohio, where their phones go off in the middle of concerts. I'm kidding. I love you, Mom and Dad. That's all right, all right. Zhang Min Oh. My favorite town in Virginia is Round Hill. It is where, when I'm in Virginia, I always stop in Round Hill and ask them if they know Ben Dixon. They always say, no, we don't know him. Ben Dixon from Round Hill, Virginia. From Gangsta's Paradise, Bexley, Ohio, Jordan Steinberg on the keys. From Delaware, Ohio, the masked man, Logan Franklin. From Columbus or Westerville or home or somewhere over there and around the corner down the bend, Alexis Cunningham on bass. Oh, come on now. Was she that good? Okay, she was. Okay, there you go. Who am I to argue with your fan club there, right? From Dublin, Ohio, Julian Brandon on drums. From Ashland, Ohio, specialist, Nicholas Serrano, right there. Army Reservist specialist. Proud to have him here. All right, the next tune we're going to play is from Miles Davis's 1985 album, Tutu. This album was, this was a close collaboration with Miles and Marcus Miller. Marcus Miller actually wrote this tune. Marcus Miller, the great bassist slash bass clarinetist, Marcus Miller, who is a terrific arranger, and he became, in the 80s, kind of the 80s equivalent to Gil Evans. Gil Evans and Miles Davis and the tremendous things they did in the 50s and the early 60s. Marcus Miller would kind of recreate that same kind of vibe and do a lot of arranging and all of that kind of stuff like that for Miles Davis. And so this is a Miles Davis tune. This is a tune dedicated to the great Archbishop of South Africa, Bishop Desmond Tutu. And this is Tutu. Alyssa Harmon on alto sax. Ben Dixon on trumpet. Chris Kofer on bass sax. Chris emailed me and said, I never, Matt McDonald. So, actually, both of these guys. So, and you know what? And this just shows that I am a kind-hearted man. So Matt approaches me and he says, hey, my family's going to be here. Can I have a solo? I was like, yeah, okay. I don't know. And he killed it. How about that, man? And then I get an email from Chris Kofer. Man, you never give me no love, man. You don't love me. You never give me a solo or nothing, man. So I said, okay, I'll give him a solo. And he killed it. How about I have a Chris Kofer? Shall we go back? Anybody else want a solo that didn't have a solo? Anybody at all? Okay. Nah, man. Sorry, no. You get one in the next tune. Don't even think it. All right. We're going to finish this concert off with a Gordon Goodwin arrangement of 7 Steps to Heaven. 7 Steps to Heaven is a tune that features Tony Williams on the recording 7 Steps to Heaven, and it's where you see the special nature of Tony Williams, who, by the way, when he recorded that album, I think was 17 years old. And you know what's depressing is to think about that and know I will never, ever be as good as that 17-year-old kid. Never, ever, ever. Which is okay, because there ain't that many people that will ever be as good as that 17-year-old kid. But he was such an amazing drummer. I was fortunate that I got to see Tony Williams a couple times live. And Tony Williams was undoubtedly the loudest drummer that I've ever seen. Because he had these huge yellow Gretsch, I think they were Gretsch drums, and he had these 2B drumsticks, and he beat the drums like they owed him money, man. He was whacking them drums. And the fact is that he was just a powerhouse of a drummer. So this is kind of a tune that features him. But we're going to have to settle for Julian playing drums on this tune, which is it's okay. Actually, it's pretty good. It's a good replacement. Who else is this featured? Since we're up front, because we're going to end with this tune and then we'll be done. Who else is featured on this tune? Him is in Sam. Did you say Sam Tavian? Okay. Sam is featured on trumpet on this. Who else is featured on this? Ian. No, that's not Ian. That's Lily. Lily and Ian and Logan. This is 7 Steps. Hey, thank you all for being here. this is a cool thing to do on a Friday night, and we appreciate it. So, and we'll see you next Wednesday at the Jazz Lab and the Jazz Workshop Big Band Concerts. This is 7 Steps to Heaven, and thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Be safe on your ride home, and go Bucks. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.